Hello everyone, and welcome to my brand new channel, The Rural Xer, for rural exploration and documentation through pictures and video. Today's episode is going to be on a location I've been wanting to do since I've been dreaming and planning for this channel for some time now, and it finally culminated in this. This location is what most locals knew and still refer to as the old Dunn's Fina, but would later become Dunn's Citgo and restaurant. I know this site has had a lot of meaning to a lot of folks over the years in this county as well as other counties with people passing through, and I finally had the time and quite frankly got the courage up to explore this site and got some good video and a few pictures that you're viewing right now, along with some older pictures of the site when it first opened back in 1990 as a Fina, courtesy of Greg Jones. This site and any sites that I do in the future is just to document the state of the building and grounds at the time of filming for future generations of people, to let them know the history of these places and that they even existed before they're completely gone through either demolition or the relentless march of Mother Nature and time. We look back on these places and remember them, but without pictures and the modern technology of video, these memories that the older generations have are just that, memories. And unfortunately, those memories can get tarnished and fade over time, just like silver. I'm here to document these places as best I can before they're completely gone or renovated and changed so much as to completely be unrecognizable in the future. Now, before I go into the video itself, I want to stress that, at least in this case, technically speaking, I was trespassing, since the current owners of the property did have a fence up. But there was actually a section of the fence that was already down that I used to gain access to the grounds, and I did not cut or destroy anything to get onto the site. I only took video and pictures and left only footprints. I was not there to steal, vandalize, or otherwise destroy in any way anything about the property or building whatsoever. This video is only to preserve the memory of these places and to spark conversations with people of these places to preserve them for future generations. Now, with that being said, let's get into the video. Here I am about halfway down from the park and ride, where a lot of people parks their car and rides with other friends and co-workers down to work, whether it be in Canton or even down at Marietta at Lockheed. So we're just overlooking the property right here outside the fence at the corner. As you can see, there's a lot of kudzu that is growing up around this portion of the property, and it's doing its best to try to take over right now. Here we are down, I think this is just below the entrance. Yes, it is, because that's the corner of the sign right there that you see to the left. There used to be a sign on there that says "Coming Soon," some sort of store. I have a picture of it later on. This is the portion of the fence that the fencing is down. There's barbed wire that's supposed to go across there, but it was already down. As you can see, it was laying on the ground, and I just walked over it and walked right on into the property. So there was no posted signs, there was no trespassing, there was no private property or anything like that around the fencing. I just walked in and I'm just walking around. I'm of course on the lower side of the property, right at the entrance where people used to come in and out at, drive in and out of the driveway, and just walking up to the property, the store, the front of the store right now. As you can see, this is the gasoline part of the fuel island out here. All of the pumps themselves are gone. You can see coming up that there's holes in the ground on the islands where the pumps used to be. There's wires hanging out there, but I'm sure all that power is turned off now. But honestly, everything is in really good shape, except for the parking lot. As you can tell, there's a lot of cracks, a lot of weeds and grass growing up through the cracks and everything, which makes it look very desolate and pretty run down and bedraggled. Things are turned over here, trash cans and stuff. But I'm very impressed with the facade of this, the front of this convenience store. This is the convenience store side of this, and honestly, everyone, I'm going to tell you that I've never been in this place. I never stopped here. I never had any reason to stop here. Not that I heard anything bad about it or anything like that. In fact, everything that I heard was good, especially about the restaurant part of it, but it was just something that you really didn't think about as a traveler coming through the area, coming down south on 515. You just didn't really think about it. I'm sure was very popular with the locals here, especially the restaurant part of it. A lot of people, I posted some pictures on the Facebook page, photos of Pickens County, Georgia, and I got a lot of comments saying that they love their biscuits. They love their Strickling ham biscuits and stuff. Some of the best biscuits in the area at the time. Unfortunately, they went out. It was I heard it was a really good restaurant. A lot of people ate there on the weekends, especially on Sunday after church Sunday crowd. It started out much smaller than this. I gotten some information from some of the posters on Facebook that this site was originally built in 1990 and was in business up until the mid-2000s when a tornado came through. And as you can see here, we're looking on the inside of. I'm stopped here for a minute to adjust my exposure so I can lighten it up. See, there it goes. It's lightening up, and you can see the coolers in there. They all look like they're in pretty good shape. But unfortunately, with the tinting on the windows and all, it makes the glare much harsher. So I'm using my hands to try to block as much of the glare as possible, as you can see. But really about the only way that I can get a good picture of the inside of the place is to basically have a straight-on perspective. But anyway, getting back to what I was talking about, in the mid-2000s, I heard that this place was hit pretty hard and heavily damaged by a tornado, and that was whenever they built it back much bigger and better with an extended restaurant on the back side of it. Very large restaurant from what I heard, and very good. A lot of people ate there, but unfortunately that was right around the time that the racetrack built their store just down the 515 from there, and I'm sure that took a lot of their business, gas and convenience store business away from them. So they were probably just surviving. This is just my opinion. They were probably just surviving on their restaurant products and all, and had lost a lot of their business to the racetrack. As everybody knows, their prices are very cheap and all, or at least back then. I'm not sure how it is. I used to buy my gas there all the time, and it was very cheap. But over the years, I think the prices have gone up to match a lot of the other type of gas stations, such as Citgo, Shell, Texaco, places like that. Chevron is probably one of the most expensive from what I've seen so far. This is the garbage area out here. I'm sure they probably used to have dumpsters that sat behind those walls. We'll get back over there in just a minute. I have some video of that room that's in between, but there's like one wall, and right in the center of it there's a room that was built there, like a storage room. You can see those here in a minute. You'll see the storage doors, or the doors that were on the storage room, but one of them is just sitting right off of it. I did not bother it. I did not touch it. I did stick my camera in there and look around a little bit. There wasn't really anything in there to look at. Just some junk that was laying around. We're walking over here now to it. You see, there's the room. Just looking around. Not a whole awful lot in there. There's just some racks and looks like maybe some lighting. And maybe sitting right there in the center, right there, bottom of the screen, it may be, I'm thinking of a deep fryer. But now we're looking back towards the drive-through part. They had this big curb. I guess it was, I don't know which direction. I guess it was from the front side, which would be from the gasoline side where you would drive through and pick up your meals, obviously, because the driver would have to be able to reach and get the food and all, and then they would come over around this side of the building and all. And this was the restaurant side. This is where they probably done a good portion of their business at, was back here. And honestly, I wished I had have eaten here at least once or twice to know how good the food was. I'm sure I really missed a lot by not coming here. It wasn't anything that I thought was wrong with the place. It was just something I just never did think about coming and doing. And now I wished I had have. I'm sure I missed a lot by not coming here. And we're walking on up here to the windows. Hello. And here we are looking in the back, and it looks like they've got the hot bar back here. There, I'm trying to block the glare off again. I apologize for not being able to do much more than that. By this time I had adjusted my camera to automatically adjust for exposure, so I wouldn't have to be stopping and fiddling with that often. So it would automatically adjust, which I should have done to start with, I know. And it looks like the equipment and the fixtures in there are in honestly really good shape. I don't know what's going to ever happen. There was a lot of discussion on that Photos of Pickens County, Georgia Facebook page that a lot of people would like to see it open back up as a convenience store, but I understand that being in this day and age of chain convenience stores such as Racetrack down the road and then just up the road in recent years, Quick Trip has been built. So it's hard for a local mom and pop type establishment like this to compete against them and all. So I don't ever see that happening, unfortunately, but I would love to see a restaurant come in here, whether they use the current building that's there or tear it down and build their own, like some sort of a chain group of restaurants such as Cracker Barrel. I'd love to see Cracker Barrel come in here. But it's a very large restaurant, very large dining room. It looks like it's in very good shape. I would have thought that there would have been more possibly damage. Now we're looking at the upper side, opposite 515, of the parking lot and the property lines and all. And you can see there's a lot of kudzu grown up and along through there, and a lot of weeds around the curbs and everything. Just walking on around. And this was probably the area where they'd have trucks come in with supplies and all for their food in the convenience store, and probably unload them back here. That's why you see all those no parking signs back here. They didn't want people parking up back here and blocking trucks who come in here to deliver their supplies and food and all, I'm sure. And there was that coming soon sign that they had out there on that wooden frame out there at the gate, but then they took it down and threw it down back here. Another look at the all the kudzu that's growing up. Of course, all of it's dead right now, it being it's still winter, but all of that I'm sure will be coming back out this spring. This brings us to the end of the very first episode of the Rural Xer in our exploration of the abandoned Dunn Fina/Citgo. I hope you enjoyed this look at the old iconic landmark here in Jasper, Georgia. And if you did, I ask that you consider subscribing to my channel for more content of historic local, state, and regional landmarks as I continue to travel and bring you more videos of similar nature in the future. Also, be sure to click on the bell icon to be notified when I upload new videos to the channel. I hope everyone stays safe, happy, and especially healthy out there on the backside of this year-long pandemic we just came through. God bless and hope to see you in our next episode.